AITA for refusing to pay alimony to my cheating ex-wife. I met my wife in my early 30s. She was in her mid-20s at the time. I was already well established and had made a significant amount of money working as a quant and investing my savings diligently. She on the other hand had never gone to college and was content working for basically minimum wage. So when I meet her we click instantly and I fall head over heels for her. We get married and move in together. And soon after have 3 kids. When we were expecting our firstborn she had told me she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Obviously I was jealous, but I went along with it since it seemed logical. So she spends the next 20 plus years as a stay-at-home mom taking care of our kids while I work 12-hour days and then some. I'm not demeaning stay-at-home moms by the way. But in the context of our marriage she had an extremely easygoing lifestyle. A couple years ago I discovered she had been cheating on me with her friend's husband. Divorce obviously followed. The only major asset we had in the US was our house, which was a premarital asset. We had a shared bank account. But since I'm a finance guy I handled all our investments. And for tax reasons invested it abroad in my home country. Now if we had just grown apart, or she said she was unhappy, I'd have no problem paying what's fair. But the fact she cheated on me is what makes me resent paying her a cent. So in the divorce she is awarded half of our investments made during marriage, 90% of which are abroad in my name, along with alimony for 20 years for 30% of my pay. So here I'm given an opportunity to get out of this entirely by moving back to my home country and never looking back. So I sell our house as fast as possible, move the money abroad, and move back to my home country while stringing her along about why it's taking so long to liquidate our savings. Once abroad I immediately stop alimony payments. Now she has no legal recourse, I've double checked with lawyers, and is left with her share of the small amount we had in the States. The reason I'm asking here is that my own children are split on this. My son is on my side 100%, while my daughters are 90% on their mother's side. I figured it would be interesting to see the opinions of people here. NTA. Prenups are the real deal guys, get one. Prenuptial agreements that don't provide what the courts would deem a fair division of assets are regularly thrown out. FYI. And most courts don't factor infidelity into the equation. I'm not saying I necessarily agree with that. Just that prenups don't provide the kind of protection in divorce that some people think. NTA. She cheated, she doesn't deserve a cent from you. If you had to pay child support I would say different, because child support money is supposed to go toward the kids. But since it's just alimony FCK her. She went and cheated rather than talking to you about if she was unhappy or whatever. So I definitely say you're NTA here. AITA just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has awarded me silver and gold awards. I've only been on Reddit 2 weeks now, so I'm assuming this is a big deal. But I just wanted to say thanks. Yeah, NTA, the alimony system in America is fucked beyond belief. Am I misunderstanding, or he being expected to give 30% of all his earnings for the next 20 years to a woman who cheated on him? How does that make sense? In Australia we have a thing called spousal maintenance instead, where usually we'll only have to support an ex for 2 years maximum. During that time they're expected to sort themselves out and become financially independent. And if they fail to do, then tough luck. As long as you're contributing to your children's needs, no problem. What about when the wife is unable to retire in old age and her cost of living falls on the children? NTA. People talking about how she was a stay-at-home mom and that's why she is entitled to this money is the wrong answer. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. That was her choice. She requested it. Op supported it. The way Op talks it seems like they are pretty well off, or that Op really knows how to handle money, so childcare wouldn't have been a problem. In my mind. The ex-wife cheated and forgoed the alimony payments because of this. Why should he continue to support a cheater for 20 more years when he's trying to wash his hands of her? Cut that cancer out of his life and move on. Edit. To all the people saying she raised your kids are also wrong. It's their kids, not just his. Agreed. Why does she deserve anything when she is the reason for the marriage to end? The moment you cheat is the moment your partner should stop funding your life. I can't believe people think otherwise. Esh. She gave up any chance of good paying job with a retirement plan to be a stay-at-home mom. A situation you agreed to. That's why alimony exists. She's also a massive asshole for cheating on you. Something nobody should expect you to forgive. Alimony exists so good women don't get fucked when the man leaves. She isn't a good woman. And the man didn't voluntarily leave. She booted him out. Legally she's owed money. Morally she really deserves no sympathy or money. This was a hell of a ball to drop. But dropping it was not by accident. Better luck next time. Info. Are your daughters going to be stuck taking care of their mother now or in the future? Because I would understand why they are pissed at you if that's the case. Just because you've gotten away with cutting her off doesn't mean that there won't be consequences for your relationships with your kids. So I'd say you're conditionally not the asshole. If she has some place to stay other than becoming a burden for your kids who may not be happy about her adultery, but don't want to see her on the streets. Info. How old are the kids? Are they moved out extension? Or have you just left them? Grown up and moved out. Will continue to financially support them and their spouses/kids in future when needed. NTA. Fuck Reddit's obsession. They tried making you a slave for 20 years to prop up a cheater's lifestyle and she essentially gets to retire early. Enjoy the rage. Enjoy the freedom. Fuck any country that makes slaves of providers, as you'd be jailed if you attempted to retire within this 2 decades. Removed. Esh. I haven't read a convincing comment here to justify NTA. You're basically sentencing your children's mother to homelessness. Or worse. Putting the burden of care on your children to take care of her. How will you feel if your children can't live full lives because they are stuck at home providing for her? You may have left them no choice. But likewise I really don't understand the AITA answers, as if your ex did nothing wrong in this scenario. Really? Top comment currently AITA even if she cheated. So she isn't an asshole at all even if she cheated. When is cheating ever justified? I don't get Reddit sometimes. Edit thread got locked. Can't reply to you guys. Yes. I do think she should be punished for cheating. Though I don't think starting from zero is the appropriate one. I can empathize that some people are cheering for eye for an eye devastation here. But I don't believe he's justified is always grounds for NTA. Especially in a case this severe. 2 asshole moves still makes up an asshole. I'm a finance guy. I handled all our investments. And for tax reasons invested it abroad in my home country. AITA for trying to find loopholes against paying your taxes. Pay your fair share. Damn it. CPA here. He did pay his fair share. He said he was a US citizen and a citizen of another country. Most countries aside from the US have a territorial system of taxation, where you pay taxes on investments or wages earned in that particular country. He paid taxes to his home country. And even if the other country doesn't tax investment earnings, the US taxes worldwide earnings. So even if he paid taxes abroad, he still would have been liable for some tax, the US portion, minus a credit for the taxes to the other country paid in the US. So the net effect is that the total foreign plus US tax he paid is roughly the same, if not more, than what he would have paid in US taxes had the investments been solely in the US. Plus, there's nothing wrong with reducing your taxes legally. The problem lies with Congress for making laws that make it easy to avoid taxes. Esh. She cheated. You literally fled the country. Certainly you must know your law both the assholes. This is the killer lol. I don't know how anyone who is fleeing the freaking country to avoid financial obligations can be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely in the right. Like this guy will never be able to see his children at home again. And thinks that was the right call to make. The alimony thing is debatable. Ideally you'd be able to renegotiate the terms. Unlikely I know, but preferable to this. but to straight up leave the country and every single other responsibility behind. Op definitely sucks here, no doubt. Please remember, this is not a sub to discuss broad, abstract ideas. Stick to Op's question and make sure your comments are within our rules. No debates about income splits. No debates about stay-at-home parents. No debates about divorce courts. No sexist nonsense. Review our civility playbook, https link for more info. Just want to express my thanks and admirations that you are willing to supervise the flammeur that's about to be unleashed. You're doing a great job. Isn't that against the law to not pay? Presumably you'll see your kids a lot less now you're in a different country. Did you choose money over seeing your kids? AITA. Coming from someone who works in family law, I can promise you that if you do that, you're in for a world of hurt. You'd be surprised at how many times I've walked into court in the morning to find out that one of the parties in a divorce/custody case has flown internationally to attend their court date. Doesn't matter if you flee. If there's a will, there's a way. Do you really think that abandoning your children forever to avoid alimony is a good idea? Sounds like a real selfish prick move. Also, if you think that by fleeing you're suddenly relieved of your court-ordered alimony payments, you're seriously in for a rude awakening. She'll just file motions for contempt. The judge will issue purge orders, etc. etc. You really want to be incarcerated for ignoring a clear court order and still have to pay everything that you owe on top of that? Edit, spelling/formatting. His wife is an asshole for cheating. Yes. But I honestly think we are getting a pretty good look at how much Op values family. People say AITA because laws, but we are not talking about laws. This is AITA. Are you willing to lose your relationship your daughters over this? What your ex-wife did was wrong, but she's still the mother of your children, and I doubt they will enjoy seeing their mom struggle. Her for cheating and you for ditching. If your ex ever asked you to go to couples counseling, and you said no because you were too busy, or why am I going to talk about our problems with a stranger? Give her the alimony. But by doing this, you lost any decent relationship with your daughters. Man. Brigaders sure love us. Sorry you can't keep your discussions to your own subs and ruin it for everyone. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more future videos.